What is up, everyone? Hazmy here with yet another Pathfinder video, and in this one we're going to be talking about how to increase your armor class and what are the most common ways of increasing armor class of your character and thus becoming tankier and being able to fight demons even in endgame toe-to-toe without having to worry about casting all the necessary spells such as mirror image, blur, or displacement, and able to rely on your armor class and holding back the demons. Now, this video has been quite a requested one, so I hope it's going to help you enjoy the game a little bit more. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Now, in increasing armor class, there are multiple ways to do that, and as I said earlier, there are also spells that effectively increase your character's survivability, such as blur, displacement, and mirror image, which are concealment spells and are completely different a topic of for YouTube or for survival. But I definitely recommend checking those spells out as they are going to increase your chances of survival massively. Now, first of all, I would like to start with the feats section of increasing your armor class with characters. Keep in mind that there are two types of tankiness in the game, which is armored or unarmored, and those are going to be two categories that you will have to consider, but I will also tell you about them. Now, let us start with the most basics and the most obvious choices, such as dodge. Dodge is a feat that you can take from level 1 and is not very impressive in itself as it increases your armor class by only 1. But after that, it opens up multiple choices and paths for you to take, and that is why it's very important. Additionally, there is also a mythic version of dodge, which is mythic dodge, which gives you another bonus, a dodge bonus to your armor class, and it stacks with everything. Another obvious choice would be armor focus. Armor focus is a special feat where you can choose either light, medium, or heavy armor as your chosen armor, and those armors will give you a +1 bonus to your armor class. Keep this in mind that this is definitely only for armored characters, and that you will have to stay within the chosen armor type that you have chosen. Similarly to armor focus, we have shield focus. Shield focus is, unlike armor focus, universal. So if you choose shield focus, you get a +1 bonus to your armor class if you're using any shield. This is quite useful as well, especially for characters that like to use shield for shield bashing, or even a tower shield specialist that uses tower shield. Keep it in mind that if you're a fighter or a tower shield specialist, you can also choose greater shield focus, which increases it by another +1. The next one is a very special one. It's not exactly a feat, it is a hacks from Witch. And this will explain why a lot of people recommend, and I also recommend it as one of the best frontliner character dips that you can take while leveling, which is to take 1 level in any Witch subclass or class, because at level 1 you can take a Hex from Witch, which is Ice Plant. Ice Plant increases your armor class by +2. It stacks with everything, and you don't have to do anything with Witch. It's just a +2 straight to armor class bonus. And not only that, but there is an item in the game that doubles that focus to a +4. It's by far one of the best increases, especially early game. And not only that, but when you're choosing your first level in Witch, you can also choose a familiar. And if you choose the Lizard Familiar, that's another +1 bonus to your armor class that stacks with everything, and +2 bonus to your perception skill checks. So just by 1 level in Witch, you can take Ice Plant and Lizard Familiar, which is a potentially +5 to your armor class until the very end of the game. Our next feat choices are also from potentially a class dip into the very popular Monk, and thus we introduce Crane Style. Crane Style does not necessarily need you to be a monk. The main reason people take it are from the monk armor bonuses that we're going to talk about, and also because it does give you a free unarmed strike, and thus you save a few feat slots. But like, actually you save 1 feat slot with this, I believe, because you do get a monk bonus, a monk feat bonus, and you do get an improved unarmed strike by default. So by taking 1 level in monk, you do get the requirement for Crane Style for free, which is improved unarmed strike, and you do get to choose your first monk feat bonus, which can be crane style immediately. So 1 level for 2 feats, that's extremely good. Crane style works while you're fighting defensively. If you don't know, fighting defensively increases your armor class by 4, but you also fight at a -4 penalty to your attack bonus. Crane style increases this bonus by 1 and also reduces your attack penalty by 2. So now you fight at a +5 armor bonus for only 2 penalty to your attacks. This works with both shielded and non-shielded characters, so this works for everyone. Now, we do have the next feat, which is the next level of Crane style, which is Crane Wing. You can still choose this after just 1 level of Monk. Keep it in mind that Crane Wing is currently bugged and has been bugged for years in Kingmaker as well, as Crane Wing is supposedly only working if your second hand is free. So you need to fight with 1 hand free and defensively, and it would give you an additional +4 bonus to your armor class. But currently, you can use it even with shielded characters. So if you want to potentially exploit this bug, it's also a choice for your shielded characters. If not, then you have to do this with only a one-handed character or a completely unarmed character for a +8 or a +9 actually, right? Because Crane style is +5 with the fighting defensively, so it would be a +9 armor class bonus while fighting defensively. Next one is another different class choice that you can take, which is specifically a very popular class called Dragon Disciple. Now, Dragon Disciple gives you multiple bonuses, but namely why people take 4 levels in it is because you get a natural armor increase that stacks with everything at level 1 and level 4 of Dragon Disciple. I believe at either level 2 or 3, you also get +2 strength. So there are multiple bonuses for melee characters that can be very useful. So this means a +2 natural armor bonus that stacks with everything to your character for 4 levels of Dragon Disciple. Now with the character dips, that's over for now. We are going into some teamwork feats, which is the first one is back to back. This is one of my favorite teamwork feats that you can take in the game. For every character that has back to back, they give each other a +2 armor class bonus as long as they're fighting next to each other in melee range. And not only this fantastic for the +2 armor class bonus, there is a ring in the game that I'm going to show later that doubles this bonus for 2 characters. So you can give your 2 frontliners a +4 bonus to your armor class by taking this feat. It's, again, my second favorite choice in the game, just like Ice Plan, due to the fantastic itemization that Alcat introduced in Wrath of the Righteous. Now, some of my next choices will also include racial choices, so keep that in mind. First, it is Wings. Wings is available to Aasimar characters. It gives you +3 bonus to your armor class in melee, and also immune to all hard terrain. Also keep that in mind, if you choose the Trickster Mythic path, then through Knowledge World, which unlocks all feats despite any prerequisites, you will be able to choose Wings with any character. So Wings can actually be open to all your characters through the Trickster Mythic path. The next one is another teamwork feat, which is quite niche. A lot of people don't use it as people prefer not to use shielded characters, but Shield Wall works wonders if you have 2 characters with at least shields and melee range, as Shield Wall gives a +1 armor class to your character based on what the other character is using as a shield. A +1 armor class if you're using a buckler or a light shield, and a +2 bonus if the other character is using a tower shield or heavy shield, which most likely most of the time you will use. So that is potentially a +2 to both characters if you use this feat. Keep that in mind that these feats don't work alone. You have to have another character with these feats unless you're a special character or subclass that allows you to use these teamwork feats alone. Though even then, Shield Wall wouldn't work because Shield Wall requires another character to have a shield near you with Shield Wall. So I don't think that actually works even with those Special Inquisitor classes. The next one is another racial choice, which is Cautious Fighter. This is for halflings. It gives you a +2 armor class if you're a halfling. Similarly, dwarves have a feat as well, a racial feat that can help you with this. So there's not much to say about it. It's a racial feat. The next one is a very niche again, and most people don't like to use this option, but it is combat expertise. Now, combat expertise is a very special feat. It requires 13 intelligence for you to take, and combat expertise comes with its own penalties, but it's still a fantastic feat to take. Combat expertise increases your armor class by +1. And keep that in mind, everything I said so far, these do stack. So these are unique bonuses and they work together. Combat expertise gives you +1 armor class, but at the cost of 1 attack bonus. So similarly, like fighting defensively, it does come with its penalties. So while you get +1 armor class bonus, you get a -1 penalty to attack. And also this bonus and penalty increases by 1 for every 4th base attack bonus you get. And it is most usable by characters that have a high base attack bonus as they're leveling. So potentially with this, you can get a +5 bonus to characters like paladins or fighters with very high base attack bonus. But also that means a -5 to your attack roll. But again, for tanks, you can enable this for short term, and they will get a massive bonus to their defenses. While yes, the game does have the problem, and this is why people don't like this, that if your characters don't have a chance of hitting the enemy tends to leave those characters and go for your squishies. But if you do have a shield wall, and I mean not the feat, but if you do block the enemy's path from your front characters to your back characters, then they're not going to be able to walk past your allies. But again, combat expertise, +5 bonus to armor class for a -5 penalty to your attack bonus. Next one is, the next two that I want to talk about is for unarmored characters. So keep this in mind that this is a special part on the guide, which is the armor class bonus for monks, sword saints, or barbarians. Any character that gets a bonus to their armor class if they're unarmored, or in sword saints case, using light armor. In monks case, and this is why people like to take unarmored characters with monks, is that they gain their wisdom bonus. A monk, while unarmored, gains their wisdom bonus. It is the modifier next to your wisdom. So it's not your wisdom stat, but it's your modifier. They gain that number to their armor class. That means for every 2 wisdom above 10, you get 1 armor class to your character. If you go full monk, this bonus also increases by +1 for every 4 monk level, which is +5 on 20th level. So let's say with a wisdom modifier of +10 and the level 20 monk, that's already a +15 increase to your armor class. Additionally, you can get your dexterity bonus, which let's say another 8, which would be already 23. And on top of that, you can also use mage armor, which would be in this case a 14. So you can imagine that's already 38 with just native bonuses. It's fantastic. But that's one of the popular reasons why people use monk. But keep in mind, if you're using armor, none of this matters. But do not worry, even armored characters can get really high bonuses, and I will be listing this. In fact, let us go into it. An armored character, well, everyone starts with a base attack armor class of 10. With dodge and mythic dodge, that would be already 12. Armor focus, shield focus is a 14, with greater shield focus 15, +4 from ice plant, that is 18, 19 with lizard familiar. You can also use crane style, which is a +5, which is 24, +2 natural armor from dragon disciple, which is 26. +4 bonus with the back-to-back and its ring, which is 30, 33 with wings, +2 shield wall, which is 35. We're not going to use cautious fighter because either wings or cautious fighter, those are racial bonuses. A +5 with combat expertise, this is a 40. With varying, let's say a +12 armor, heavy plate armor, which is a 52. With +5 ring of protection, that is 57, +5 bark skin, which is immediately 62. And that should be it. I think that's immediately a 62. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, a shield, a +7 shield, which would be already 69. So that's almost a 70 armor class character straight off the bat. I'm sure I missed some other things. Yeah, because there's some items as well. You can definitely go around 70 to 80 armor class with just using these that I listed and what the game has to offer to you. So there you go. That's an example for an armored character. Now, you already heard me talk about some spells, so it is time to also go into unarmored characters, and by that also talk about spells. But first, let's list them. To increase your character's armor class, there are multiple spells that can help you, and I already listed some of them. But first, let us start with Haste. A lot of people use Haste, but forget that Haste is not actually just for attacking and making your characters faster, but Haste also grants a +1 armor class along with its other bonuses. For unarmed characters, like I listed with the Monk, the obvious is Mage Armor, and in Wrath of the Righteous, Mage Armor becomes even more powerful, as with Mythic Archmage Armor ability, you get a +1 bonus per Mythic rank, which at the end of the game means it's 4 with your Mage Armor and +10, that's a 14 bonus to your character, along with the other bonuses. Next one is Barkskin. Barkskin can be replaced with Amulets of Nature. Amulets of Nature. It can grant you +5 natural armor. It is a druid spell. And if you use Barkskin, at least you can use another amulet instead of your nature amulet. Shield of Faith is similar. Shield of Faith gives you a deflection bonus. So you either use Rings of Protection or Shield of Faith. They do not stack. So by using Shield of Faith, you can use an additional ring for your characters instead of wasting it on a Shield of Protection. This also stacks up to +5, just like Barkskin. But for Shield of Faith, you have to be level 18, and Barkskin becomes +5 already by level 12 of Druid. So Barkskin is extremely good, as it reaches +5 way faster. Magical Vestment is currently bugged in the game, but it's an extremely useful ability. With its bug, you can get even crazier bonuses, but Magical Vestment, just like Magical Weapon, is supposed to increase the enhancement of your armor to the maximum of +5. So if you are wearing a +2 armor, this will increase it to a +3, +4, +5, depending on the level of the caster that's casting it. Currently, it is bugged, as it's not maxed out, and it's going to give you the bonuses atop of your item you're wearing. So if you cast Magical Vestment right now on your +5 plate, it's going to be a +10. It shouldn't work like that. But as you can imagine, this increases your armors to its maximum rank. And it also works with Mage Armor, which it shouldn't. But yeah, keep in mind that this increases the base armor of your equipment. Magical Vestment also has a Magical Vestment version for shield, so it can also boost your shields. Additionally, all of these work on pets as well, keep it in mind. So you can absolutely use these on pets to make your pets much stronger. The next spell is Reduce Person. Reduce Person is a +3 bonus to your armor class, as it gives you +2 dexterity. And if your character can use the dexterity bonus, then that's +1 through the +2 dexterity. And it also gives you a +2 size bonus to your armor class. So your character becomes much smaller, but gains size bonus to armor class through this. Now, you did hear me say that your armor has to allow you to be able to use dexterity. The heavier armor you wear, the less dexterity they allow you to use for your armor class, unless you are a fighter, which increases that bonus by armor training. There are multiple ways to increase that as well, through armors like Mithril Armor, that is still a heavy armor with, let's say, 12 armor class bonus, but it still allows you to have dexterity bonuses. The dexterity bonus is similar to the wisdom bonus I mentioned with monks, but everyone gets dexterity bonus, which is the modifier next to the dexterity points you have. As we go on, speaking of dexterity, it is Cat's Grace. Now, As I said, dexterity does increase your armor class by 1 for every 2 dexterity points you have, and Ked's Grace increases it by 4. That means +2 armor class if your character can make use of that. If you're unarmored, you can always use this, and if you're armored, as I said, make sure you have armor training through Fighter, or you're wearing an armor that allows dexterity bonus. The next spell is a fantastic caster spell of level 8 Conjuration, which is Sea Mantle. Sea Mantle is quite late game, but it is one of the best protective spells in the game, as it envelops you in water, giving you full resistance to Fighter and a +8 bonus to your armor class in combat. It is not going to be listed on your character page, but it is a +8 massive bonus to your character. It can be used by wizards, sorcerers, and druids alike. So even if you're a polymorph druid, just like in one of my guides, the druid guides, the land druid polymorph guide, you can use the Sea Mantle, and it's a massive boost to your character. Keep in mind that Sea Mantle is a personal spell, so only the caster themselves can get this spell. The next one is also a very late game spell. It's level 9 divination spell that you can get through clerics, or even I think even druids can get it, and definitely wizards. Foresight is extremely powerful, as it prevents your character from ever becoming flat-footed. Flat-footed is when you basically lose your dexterity bonuses. But I am actually not very comfortable to talk about it, so definitely look up what flat-footed exactly is. But additionally, your characters are flat-footed on the first round of combat. So at least definitely check that out. But it's a very nasty penalty to your characters, and Foresight prevents that. And additionally, you get a +2 Insight armor class bonus. That also, Insight is very rare, and it will stack with most things you have. And the final spell that I want to list it for here is Legendary Proportions. Legendary Proportions gives you a bunch of goodies from strength and constitution bonuses and damage reduction, but most importantly, it makes your character huge. You will be able to block enemies from passing next to you, as I said, to go on your squishies, and it gives you a +6 natural armor size bonus. This stacks with all the other things I said except polymorphing. This will give you a +6 bonus. So if we had, 72 armor class with my armored character that we just counted a moment ago, this is a +6 to it, which would be a 78. And with Foresight, you're already at 80 armor class right there, which is going to be good for the whole game. You're not going to be hit by most enemies. And that is pretty much the last spell I wanted to list. So we already know what an armored character can do. So what can an unarmored character do? Now let us count with some basics. All right, let's count with a level 20. Well, no, actually, let's just go with a level 1 monk dip. Let's say a barbarian that also gets a wisdom bonus. No, I don't like that. Let's just go with whatever. We're just gonna count some basics. So 10 base armor class bonus. Let's say you have one monk level and you get a +6 to your armor class. That's 16. So that's not that high, but you're still gonna get that much, right? So like that's 16. Then you don't have armor focus, you don't have shield focus. You do have ice plant. That is with the ring. It's 20, 21 with lizard familiar. Crane style and crane wing. That's a +9. So you're already at 30 during fighting. You can still take the natural armor from the Dragon Disciple, so that's 34. With back-to-back ring, you're already at 38. If you're an SMR, let's say you're a halfling, let's count with a +3 still. That is 41. You will not get anything from... Actually, you can still get the shield wall bonus, but it would be a waste. So let's go with combat expertise. That is already a 46 with the +5. So we are at 46 with all these feats and fighting defensively and combat expertise. Now we're going to use mage armor because we are unarmored. That means that maximum level is a +14, which is already at 60 armor class. And now we're just adding all these other spells. Bark Skin, that is 65. Shield of Faith, that is 70. Let's not count Magical Vestment because it is bugged, but that would be 75. So still, let's go at 70. Reduced Person. That is 72. Cat's Grace, that's a +2. That would be 74. And we didn't even count the Dexterity bonus, which can easily be 10. So let's go already 80. Sea Mantle, that's 88. Foresight is 90. And with Legendary Proportions, that can already be a 96 armor class straight up with unarmored characters. And now you understand why most people are constantly going for that monk dip and all these unarmored dips, because you can just really make these silly, stupendously tanky characters. But I hope I didn't make any miscalculations, but it roughly gives you an idea how powerful these feats and spells are that I just listed. And frankly, it really just sums up how good it is. Now, after all this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. But it is time to show you guys all the armors and items that I wanted to show that help you achieve these numbers. But again, if any of this was unclear, then feel free to ask me. For this, we're going to be swapping to my game in the background. And I will just show a bonus. I will just show a little bit of stats here. I made my Sela insane to attack my shapeshifter Lan. You can see that Lan currently, with most bonuses, even the mongrel bonuses, at 81 armor class as a polymorphed a druid into dragon form, and he cannot attack Sela, so he doesn't even have defensive fighting. Otherwise, with all the bonuses, that would be a +9, right? So he would be at 90 armor class. Now let us see how my Sela looks like as in comparison to see I'm not fooling around here. My Sela currently is on a 77 armor class with fully armored and her abilities. Though keep it in mind that currently she is unfortunately using the magical vestment and magical shield bugs, but even then that would be 72 armor class if we don't consider the over bonuses of the equipment. So there you go. We already have both characters above 70 armor class. And oh yeah, sorry, like because they're fighting each other, they don't have the back-to-back focus, so she would also get a +4 here. So keep it in mind that she would be at 77 either way. But those are bonuses, and she doesn't have a shield wall because my Lan is not using shields. So not all bonuses from my list are present here. But what are these items then what I was talking about? So let us go through them. One of the items that can give you circumstance bonuses to your armor class, and again, this is not included in the numbers I just showed because my two characters are fighting each other, is half of a pair. Half of a pair can be bought by Arsino in front of your church once you reach Dresden, and the other one is going to be received from the Dragon Fight of Greybor. It gives you +2 circumstance bonus on your attack and your armor class. This stacks with most things in the game. Until there's another person wearing the same amulet 10 feet distance from each other. So that is a +2 bonus, extremely useful. You do get the Helmet of Camaraderie in the game. I think this is from Act 4, excuse me, I don't know the exact point, but you will probably get it very easily. This Helmet of Camaraderie gives you a +1 morale bonus to armor class for each ally in 10 feet radius to up to a +3. This is extremely good because morale bonus to armor class is extremely rare. So that is a +3 bonus to armor class straight from another item. The back-to-back all-round defense ring that I mentioned, which doubles your back-to-back bonus if there's another person wearing it. You get this from the arena in Alushinera Act 4. Then we have the Icy Protector, which you do get right at the first act of the game in the inn from the Cleric Merchant. It is a +2 natural armor bonus to your armor class if you have the Ice Plant hex, making Ice Plant a +4 instead of +2. What else do we have? You can in the game get a belt. You will get multiple of these belts kind of late in Act 4 and Act 5, which gives you +6 Constitution, but gives you a +1 Inside bonus to your armor class against evil creatures. Keep it in mind that later on with Foresight, this is not going to stack, but this comes way before you gain the Foresight spell. Along with that, if you have 1 level in Monk, you also get access to Monk robes that you can wear under your armor. So you still get these bonuses despite wearing an armor, which increases, most of these will increase your bonus, your dodge bonus to armor class, and they even give you competence bonus and attacks against evil enemies. You will get multiple of these robes throughout the game. For paladins especially, you will get a relic that you can restore with the storyteller. It is called the Rodent's Wrath. This scabbard turns your smite evil armor class deflection. And if you don't know, if you use smite evil on an enemy, the bonus to its attack you also get as armor class, as a deflection armor class bonus. But this scabbard changes the armor class bonus from deflection to sacred, which is one of the rarest ways to increase anything, and that will stack with everything we have said. So let's say if your paladin is on 77 armor class, then this is gonna be like a +4, so you're gonna be at 83 at least against an enemy that you just use smite on. He also has items like Braces of Rough Landing, which is good against dragons. It gives you competence bonus against flying enemies. Now that's just quickly what my Sela is using, so let us go into Lan. My Lan is using a Shapeshifter's Helm that you can get from the village of Wintersun that gives you +2 bonus to armor class if you're in Wild Shape. He has, of course, the other part of Half of a Pair, and he also has his own Monk Robe, though this only gives you +1 armor class. Along with that, he has the all-round defense, so his back-to-back bonus is increased. He has Braces of Armor in case he would be dispelled from Mage Armor. Keep it in mind that, as you can see, Mage Armor does not stack with Bracers of Armor. Shield of Faith does not work with Ring of Protection together. And Dragonkind does not work with Legendary Proportions, as you can see in these lists. But these are basically safety checks for me, so that if they dispel one, then I also have items that he can use. But I just listed the incompatible ones. So Braces of Armor, Mage Armor, Ring of Protection with Shield of Faith, Legendary Proportions with Shapeshifting, because Legendary Proportions is a shapeshift bonus to your natural armor. Along with that, in Act 4, you can get a Lizard Tail Belt for your Shapeshifters. This gives you a +3 morale bonus to your armor class. Again, fantastic. And also a +8 circumstance bonus to your armor class for the first round of every combat. That is 6 seconds. You can definitely tank the first 6 seconds with that. That is a massive bonus to your Shapeshifter. That is an 11 bonus. It's a fantastic item. And I think those are the items I am using with my characters. Additionally, there are some other items that will help you throughout the game. And later in Act 5, you specifically get a helmet that gives you +2. Oh, it's here. Clear Vision, which gives you a +2 inside bonus to your armor class. That is like Foresight, except you can still get flat-footed. These helmets you get from the Finian questline with the Bladesmith. And honestly, those are the most notable ways of increasing your armor class, and the most notable items as well help you. So I hope I didn't forget anything. Maybe I haven't talked too much about the dexterity bonuses on characters. So just a quick show on Lan, at least, that you see from dexterity he gets +8. And if I would use, and I think we do use buffs, he doesn't have it currently, but Cat's Grace, that increases by 4, that's an additional +2 on him. So you see every 2 dexterity point gives you a bonus to your dexterity. And what I talked about with armor, you can see that my Sela is wearing a Mithril Heavy Full Plate, which is 13 armor class, and it allows you 3 dexterity, you see? So she can use 3 dexterity. If I were to increase our dexterity, let's see. I'm gonna use it here. It's Cat's Grace. So we just casted Cat's Grace. You can already see that Lan now gets the 10 dexterity bonus, and my Sela has 17 dexterity, which increased her armor class to 79 from 77, because now we are using the full 3 maximum dexterity from her armor. And now with that said, I truly believe I have listed everything. Hopefully it wasn't a too long video, but these are basically my tips for the most common and easiest ways, and even some in-depth ways of increasing your armor class with your characters to be able to deal with almost anything the game throws at you. These characters are pretty late game as well, and they have been completely fine tanking everything on this normal difficulty challenge I've done. Other than that, I usually play on core, so I still have to test that. But I hope this video helped everyone. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comment section. Hope they're going to help you enjoy the game more, and hope they're going to allow you to make more tanky and frontliner characters and also enjoy them. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Hope it helped everyone, and I'll see you all with the next video. See you everyone next time. Bye bye.